honest, our service is unique. It can't be compared to any other. We appreciate you and we are wishing you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
On Thursday, the 28th day of September 2023, Mr. Augustine Adeniyi Ojo, the managing director of Phoenix Hotels, Waterview Hotel in Ilorin, and a bunch of other luxurious hotels across the country, was found dead in one of his own hotel rooms. What could have led to the tragic end of this once loving husband and devoted father? Welcome back to my channel, guys. We're heading to Ilorin, the capital city of Kwara State in Nigeria. Mr. Augustine Adeniyi Ojo was a father to 3 lovely kids, a loving husband to his beautiful wife, and a son to Chief Emmanuel Ojo, a wealthy and popular socialite who owned several luxurious hotels across the country. Now imagine the shock when Mr. Adeniyi's body was found in one of his hotel rooms. Follow me as I take you into the real messy backstory that led to Mr. Adeniyi's death. Joseph Joy Adama is a 22-year-old student from the Kwara State Polytechnic who was just trying to make ends meet when she gets caught up in this whole mess. In 2022, she worked at one of Mr. Adeniyi's clubhouses, and while under his employment, he kept hitting on her despite her shutting him down repeatedly. He just wouldn't take no for an answer, always pestering her and trying to get her into bed. 3 months later, the clubhouse was closed down by the government, leaving the staff in a tight spot. Even though she's no longer under Adeniyi's wing, he somehow got hold of her contact from her CV and started texting her, still keen on hooking up with her. And you know what? She's just straight up ignoring his advances. Fast forward, and Joy is struggling to keep a roof over her head, bills racking up here and there. She reaches out to Mr. Adeniyi asking for help, but he ghosts her like it's nobody's business.
I tried to ask him for anything. There was even a time I asked him to help me when I had rent issues. He just ghosted me, and then later, after a while that he knew that everything was already calm and I didn't need the help anymore, he came back and started texting me again.
Real classy move, right? Now, here's where things take a wild turn. Joy and her friend, 23-year-old Vandora Davis, hatch up this plan to rob him. Yeah, you heard me right. They are plotting to take matters into their own hands. The plan was to propose a BDSM in his car. From prior knowledge, Joy knows he sometimes left money in the center console of his car, so the plan was to tie him up and rob him of his cash. Since he's only interested in having sex with her, she will pretend to finally concede to his demand and give him what he wants. On the D-Day, armed with a knife and some drugs, roofies in specific, they met up with him in the garden of one of his hotels. And Joy again, one more time, not giving up, begged him for assistance, even if it's to employ her in one of his hotels. But this guy blatantly refused.
It turned out that day, even when we went to see him that day, when he asked us to come, we even talked to him about needing jobs, but he told us that he did not have any job available at the time, but with time that he'll be able to find something for us. And he also liked my friend that day. He was even he was telling my friend that he likes her and he wants to sleep with her.
Seeing as he's not forthcoming, Joy went ahead and told him their proposal, and oh, was Mr. Adeniyi elated. He was ecstatic. He couldn't contain his joy because now he has not just one but 2 beautiful ladies surrendering themselves to him. It was a dream come true, his greatest fantasy about to be fulfilled. He just couldn't wait any longer, especially as he was captivated with Joy's friend, Vandora. He literally told them he was going to deal with them, sexually. But their plan goes sideways when Mr. Adeniyi suggests taking things to a hotel room instead of the car. Talk about a plot twist. According to Joy in her confession to the police, when they got to the hotel room, they excused themselves to the restroom. Joy was nervous because it seemed their plan wasn't going to work. She truly had no intentions of sleeping with this guy, as the initial idea was to lure him to have sex with them in his car, in the belief that they would find money in the car. But now, being inside a room with him sends her stomach coiling in fear. Her friend calms her down and assures her they will find another way. So as soon as they came out of the restroom, seeing as he had eyes for the friend, anxiously, Mr. Adeniyi grabbed Vandora, sat her down on the table and began fondling her all over. He quickly stripped out of his clothes and jumped on the bed, and they began to tie him up against the bed. They started with his hands, then his legs. Joy now used her handkerchief to stuff it in his mouth, but he resisted, saying he didn't want that. They encouraged him to play along as it's part of their sexual play, and also they didn't want him to moan too loud to attract other guests. They brought out the drugs and tried to give it to him. He said he didn't need it to get in the mood as he was already high and ready. Vandora now picked up his phone and placed it in front of his face to unlock it so they could transfer some funds, seeing as he had no cash on him. But Mr. Adeniyi freaked out because he thought they were trying to record him, so he resisted. She still kept on placing the phone to his face, and he became suspicious. Next thing you know, it's a full-blown brawl in that room. By a stroke of luck, Mr. Adeniyi was able to untie himself and descended on Vandora, beating her up. Joy grabbed the knife and threatened to stab him if he didn't stay put, but he became out of control. Long story short, the whole thing goes south real quick, and Mr. Adeniyi ends up dead after Vandora suffocates him with a pillow. According to them, they did that just to calm him and not to kill him. They carted away with his wallet and phone and attempted to make several transfers but weren't successful. The ladies dashed out of the facility, pretending that they wanted to get drinks from the garden across the hotel. The hotel receptionist, who was suspicious of them, went to check on the MD in the room and discovered the door was locked. After several unanswered knocks, the door was forcefully opened, and the naked and lifeless body of the MD was found on the bed with his hands and legs tied and his mouth gagged with a rag. The police were immediately informed and an investigation began. The operatives of the Force Intelligence and Tactical Team were able to track and apprehend the suspect on the 6th of October in Mowe, all the way in Ogun State. That's like 225 miles away from where the crime was committed. According to them in their confessions, they had no idea the man was dead when they left, saying that they thought he was pretending to sleep. Now I gotta say, it's a tragic situation all around. No one deserves to lose their life like that. But let's be real, desperation can drive people to do some crazy things. As for Joy and her friend, well, they are facing some serious consequences. Locked up without bail, facing charges of homicide and armed robbery. It's a tough lesson to learn, but hey, actions have consequences, right? It's devastating when lives are shattered by betrayal. Let's honor the sanctity of marriage and family by nurturing trust, communication, and respect. Remember, the pain caused by infidelity and its tragic consequences can echo through generations. Let's choose love, loyalty, and integrity to build stronger, healthier relationships and protect the bonds that matter most. Because at the end of the day, that's what builds strong families and keeps us from going down the path we'll regret. May the soul of Mr. Augustine Adeniyi rest in peace, and may God grant the family the fortitude to bear his loss. So that's it, guys. What do you think about this whole ordeal? Let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.